Hi, I'm Tessa from CoincastTV. We're live here at the Perth Blockchain Centre's official launch. I'm joined by Sandra Rowe from GBBC. Sandra, tell me a little bit about the event tonight.
So we're delighted to be in Perth tonight for the launch of the Perth Blockchain Centre. The Global Blockchain Business Council is a Swiss nonprofit, and we're actually here partnered with West Tech Fest to launch our Blockchain Central programming here in Perth for the first time ever on Wednesday.
So what's the Blockchain Centre programming?
So we do events around the world. Our flagship is Blockchain Central at Davos, as well as we just did one in New York during UN General Assembly Week. And we also do one during Berkshire Hathaway Week in Omaha. But this is our first time in Australia.
And what does the program actually entail?
So we bring together thought leaders, innovators around and government around blockchain and the various use cases. We really take a pragmatic approach. We want to really think about what are the real problems in the world that can actually be solved by blockchain. I think there's a lot of hype in the market right now, and let's face it, we could use some real execution and some real projects.
What are some of the best projects that you've seen kind of come out in the last year or so? I know we've got Power Ledger here tonight, which is kind of the poster child for Perth blockchain at the moment.
Yes, and Australia actually has a few others that I think are well known and maybe some that are not so well known. So one that's really well known is also Australia Stock Exchange Group replacing their back-end chess system. That is actually a pretty big deal, and we met with them in Sydney a couple days ago. So that was really great. They're going to go live fully in 2021. It sounds like a long time, but they've been at it for the last 3 years, so it's pretty awesome to see the development happening. And then things that are less well known, I think, to the rest of the world, where Australia's been really strong, is related around agriculture and commodities. And we've met with a bunch of cool companies that are doing everything from tracking beef to looking at warehousing efficiencies around your exports in the grain market.
So Perth and Australia as a whole are real up-and-coming for blockchain.
Yes, and we also had time with the government, and I will have to tell you, they're actually fairly clued up. And we met both sides of the fence, the Labour Party and the Liberals, and I think what we're waiting to see are real use cases that they go and implement, but the knowledge base was actually surprisingly very high.
Well, there is Civic Ledger, who's already working with a few government agencies to help kind of cross that bridge. So you mentioned before in your speech that you are really, GBBC is really a facilitator to bridge that gap between things.
Yes, and so we would love to have met with Civic Ledger. We didn't get a chance this time, but we'll connect with them.
Hear that, Civic Ledger?
Yes, we would love to connect with you. But we were really heartened by the work that's being done at the state level as well as the federal level. So we also met with Leanne Kemp, who's the chief entrepreneur of Queensland, and got a tour of what various startups are doing in Queensland. There's a lot of activity. So actually, I'm really bullish on what Australia is doing. I think they're being very pragmatic about having real projects with real companies behind them, people really dedicated to making it happen.
That's great. So the Great Down Under is actually at the forefront for blockchain. Thanks, Sandra. Thanks for joining us. And this is CoincastTV Live.